Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 89 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Gage, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing excellent, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a good week. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do it for a few reasons. Number one is to stay in tune with you guys, so go through the same process you do every single week. And then, of course, to answer your questions. So if there's anything that you'd like us to talk about during this town hall, feel free to just leave it in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to it. There are a lot of you these days, so we can't get to all of them, but we do try our best. We also make sure to remind everyone every week of our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. If you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. Let's see who we have in the chat tonight. Looks like we have a lot of folks tuning in. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Vitor says, I've been using since March and had a lot of new things on the platform, but I'd still like a feature as a producer. Sometimes I need to talk to people while streaming, but I have to put myself in the stream. Yeah, that definitely has comes up frequently, Vitor, especially for people that are doing more highly produced shows. We're thinking of how we could best, solve that problem. It's a hard thing to manage as far as keeping things simple, but also giving flexibility as far as interactions there. I do know that some people, what they'll do is they'll use a messaging platform on top of StreamYard, like Discord or something, to essentially be communicating behind the scenes while you're live. But definitely noted, and we'll definitely continue to think about how we can make things easier in that regard in the future. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I'll just say it might be the type of thing too where maybe we don't get it perfect, but we can definitely do better than it is now.
Yeah,
so absolutely. We'll add some stuff there for you. I certainly hope fairly soon.
And before I forget, we do have some announcements. So, of course, we have the StreamYard Spotlight every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a show about you guys. Dana and Kelsey, our awesome hosts, interview you about how you're, using StreamYard and finding success. It's a great show, so be sure to tune in that. And if you want to be on the show, of course, reach out to Dana or Kelsey, and they would love to chat with you.
And it's definitely useful, even if you're not going to be on the show, just to watch and see how are other people being successful with StreamYard.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy seeing the different. I'm sure I'm biased, but I definitely enjoy seeing the different use cases. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
And we of course have StreamYard Connect with Ross Brand every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, which is a great show, just talking about the latest updates in the tech world and the live streaming world. He also has some awesome guests sometimes, so be sure to tune in to that. We also have. We should have a special guest tonight. I guess I can say who it is. D Niman should be joining us briefly tonight. He has an exciting announcement of a website he's launching that should be useful for StreamYard users. So we wanted to bring him on. He'll probably be coming on in the next 10 minutes or so. I gave him kind of late notice, so hopefully he does make it. Also, of course, the announcement is we have new shows from Nick and D Niman, Daniel Batal, and Roberto Blake. Those will be on the YouTube channel, and those guys are great, content creators, and they have great tips to share as far as how to actually be successful on YouTube, both with live streaming and outside of live streaming. Just how to set your live YouTube channel up in general, as far as a compelling thumbnail image or the description or tags, all that good stuff that'll help you be more successful. And then shortly we will be having D on, who D specifically has great content for mobile content creators, which until I found D's channel, I didn't realize how common this actually was. Is there's YouTubers who are essentially an entirely a mobile operation, and they do everything from the phone, which is, I guess I should have predicted that, but it is pretty cool that you can actually, with just a phone, everything you can do on YouTube, you can do on the phone, which is pretty cool.
And you can't tell, that's one thing. I even remember, might have been 3 or 4 years ago kind of thing. Some of the YouTubers I was watching, I remember them talking about, and it's just people, they weren't talking about cameras and that sort of stuff. It was just fitness or, not at all related to live streaming and cameras. And yet maybe they'd have one of their videos, which is hey, here's what my setup looks like. And I remember there was multiple people where I was this guy's just using an iPhone. I figured he had this fancy setup. He's got a camera guy or something. It's him and an iPhone on a stand or something. It's pretty impressive what you can do with just not much, right?
Yeah, the cameras they have in those phones are definitely impressive. Steve says, new here. Is this the place? You're at the right place, Steve. Thanks, sir. It's always exciting having new people on. So thanks for tuning in. We do actually have an announcement tonight as well, which we'll get to before D hops on here. We briefly alluded to it. Not alluded to it. We straight up mentioned it last time. So hopefully you guys are excited for it. It is the full screen feature. So you can now actually full screen your guests can have a full screen option, and so do you as the host. If this is, I mean, I think particularly useful if you're trying to screen share and your guest really needs to see the details of what's happening on screen. This can be very useful. Dan's got a brief video for us to show you exactly how it works.
Let me bring it up here. Hey everyone, showing off. That's not gonna work. Coming in with a screen share, Gage. I don't know if anyone else noticed this as well. Gage's mic is sounding very good, so he's got a different mic today.
I'm using the Yeti today, which Yeti sounds great.
All right, should be good, Gage.
Perfect.
So yeah, this is just like a quick demo of us actually using this new full screen feature. Hey everyone, showing off the new full screen feature. So it's kind of similar to what you'd see on, say, YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, where you can full screen the video area. You can now do that in StreamYard. So maybe if you're a guest or a host, you want to just make the actual video area here larger and get rid of some of the other stuff, you can now do that. So bottom right corner, full screen icon, or you can just double click on the video and it'll expand before you monitor. And then I'll just quickly show you. So if I've got a guest in here, maybe I've got a comment. It's like this whole video area that's going to be full screen. Just like that. Cool. Hope you enjoyed, everyone.
Awesome. So there you go. Good walkthrough of exactly how it works. Pretty self-explanatory, but it is nice to have a visual. I know people have been asking for it for a very, very long time. So hopefully at least some people out there are that are watching live are excited to see it.
Sweet. And I definitely forgot to share audio there, so hopefully it was loud enough coming through my mic.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I didn't notice that it didn't sound great, but yeah, it was definitely, I could hear it fine. So yeah, always remember
production quality doesn't need to be outstanding.
Always make sure to check the audio share box. Jamie says, narrator voice question. I'm looking to get live phone calls, and how can I leverage narrator voice? So Jamie, yeah, if you are trying to get in live phone calls, narrator voice would probably help you. So what you might want to do is, if you're using some additional software like say Google Voice or a Rodecaster or some device that's allowing you to take in phone calls, basically you'd have that device, you'd use that as your microphone in StreamYard. So if you have a Rodecaster, that's pretty simple. You just select the Rodecaster. If you are needing to bring in an application audio, you'd use something like Voicemeeter or Loopback to bring it in as a virtual audio source. And then you would just check that narrator voice option, and which would allow you to join without your camera on, and then you could be in the background with whatever audio you want. Did I capture that correctly, Dan?
Yeah, so the official name of the setting in StreamYard is the audio avatars. It's like the name of the setting. We always call it the narrator voice because that's kind of what people want to do with it, but ultimately like turns avatars on and off, just in case you're having trouble finding it.
Right on. Looks like we've got D backstage, so we'll bring him on in just a second here. Actually, let's just go ahead and bring him on. Bring him on now. Hopefully you're ready. Ready, D? Maybe give me a thumbs up if you're good to go. He's good to go. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, D. How's it going?
Yeah, great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. We're excited to have you here. So, yeah, I'm sure many people already know who you are, D. But for anyone who doesn't, can you tell us a bit about your channel?
Yeah, I have a channel over on YouTube where I help mobile content creators learn how to make content, learn how to live stream, and learn how to succeed on YouTube using their smartphone.
Awesome. And
I'm mobile focused.
Right on. Yeah, we were excited to finally launch the mobile version of StreamYard,
Yes.
and hopefully we can continue improving that for all our mobile friends out there.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is I made a video right before you actually made it responsive. I made a video showing people how to go into desktop mode.
Okay.
I published the video, and then 2 weeks later, you guys updated. So
Sorry about
that's
that.
great. I have to make a new video now, so that's perfect.
Cool.
We need to up our communication game with our YouTube friends. But D actually has an exciting new website he just launched, which should be extremely relevant to everyone watching, because I know one of the most popular subjects is how do I make my streams look cool with overlays and whatnot. So this website is called, correct me if I'm wrong, D, but I believe it's streamertemplates.com. You want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, that is correct. The website is called streamertemplates.com. This is exclusively for StreamYard users. We currently have 6 premium templates online and 2 free templates online, so everybody's going to be accommodated based on what your needs are. And what we've done is we've broken down lots of different screens, so you can have screens for single one camera users or 2 guests or 3 guests or 4 guests. We have marketing screens. We have starting screens, ending screens, be right back screens, technical difficulty screens, and they're all bundled up in packages that you can customize and change the colors and add your social media accounts, add your sponsorship, and whatever text that you want to add to the screen. So really excited about that. I could share my screen.
Yeah, do you mind? That would be great, yeah.
Yeah. Let me do this. I can just walk you through a couple of these.
Hey, Daniel, nice to see you here. Perfect. So yeah, now we can actually get the visual.
Yeah, 1 second here.
One nice thing about it too is Dee's done all the work as far as like the layout coordinates and all of that stuff.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about, figuring out all the different positions and everything. It'll just be a nice prepackaged.
Right. And that was painstaking. Pixel.
We'll try not to change it on you, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys make any adjustments, then yeah, I have to go back and change everything again. All right, so let me get through these. This gives you an idea of what some of the basic streams look like. We have, and if you go over to the site, you can see these examples as well. But just for the text, you see you've got starting soon, be right back, thanks for watching, technical issues, show title or topic text, or you can use that to introduce a guest that you're having. And we also have some marketing screens that I'll show you here in just a moment. And also, you can customize these any way you want. So you can drop your logo on top of them, change the colors. And I have a video tutorial showing you how to do all of that.
Sweet.
This could be a single frame. Can you remove the actual...
the banner? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right. So you can customize any of this. Put your social media accounts on there, put your name, put any text that you want, your website. And you can save these as transparent PNG files. So if they go on top as an overlay, or you can use them as backgrounds as well. We've got lower thirds. This is one of the marketing screens that I was talking about. So we have text areas. So if you have digital products or an ebook or a physical product that you're trying to sell, we leave a space on these screens for you to drop your image on top of. And we've justified the text. We've justified it to the right. We've justified it to the left. And we put it in the center in case you don't want to put any image at all. So we've really kind of tried to think through all the screens that somebody might need during their live streams. I've been live streaming 2 to 3 times a week for the past 2 years. And these are the things that I've come across. But if there's anything that you guys think that you need, something that you want us to build, we can do that too.
Perfect. We actually have a question from Antonio's asking about how to go about editing them. And I believe Dee's probably the best one to answer it. But when I was checking out the site, it looks like you can actually select some of your colors and whatnot just right on the site, right, Dee?
Well, the way it works is when you download it, they come in one particular color.
Okay.
And I've created a video tutorial that I've linked to on the site where I walk you through how to change the colors of everything, how to edit the text. The best way to do this, if you don't have Photoshop, is to use a free browser-based service called photop.com. Photop.com is basically a free version of Photoshop, but it's browser-based. So how StreamYard is a browser-based live streaming platform, Photop is an online version of Photoshop. So you can easily edit this using photop.com, and I walk you through that with video tutorials. And you can see here, like on a 2-camera shot, for example, we've got text, and you can choose, do you want the top text to show? Do you want the bottom text to show? Do you want your names to show up, social media icons, and so on and so forth.
Cool. Yeah, I like how many different styles there are, too. Like, I'm sure some people
Yes.
are watching and like, oh, that doesn't work for me. And then, oh, that one's nice. Like, that works.
Right. Well, yeah, we currently have, like I said, 6 premiums and 2 free ones. They all have a different look. And the cool thing is when you just go through and you just start to change the colors a little bit, they drastically change. Like I don't really like that purple, but when you make that like a baby blue, wow, that looks really good.
Yeah.
And the schedule we're trying to come up with, we're going to do with this is 1 to 2 new themes per month.
Awesome.
Cool.
All sorts of different feels and ideas. So if anybody has a theme that they're trying to come up with or a vibe, hit me up. Hit me up, especially if you need certain screens and that sort of thing.
Sweet.
Yeah, and eventually I want to get into motion graphics and that sort of thing, countdowns, and one step at a time.
Yeah, perfect. I think that's the next popular subject is can I have a custom countdown timer? So there's definitely
It's coming.
some
It's
demand
coming.
there as well.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's coming.
Looks like you have some fans in the chat. Thanks for tuning in,
Hey,
Brenda.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to bring these to the community, so it can, everybody can level up their live streaming performance and make their streams look really professional.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I definitely don't have any graphic design skills, so whenever I see a nice looking overlay, it just seems sort of magic to me. So it's definitely, and it's like you said, it's cool like how much a small tweak in color or something can make such a big difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We need to theme up your meetings here.
Yeah, we we could definitely use a makeover. I don't think we've changed it since probably week 1 or well maybe it was more like week 10. But yeah, it's been a while. Thanks for tuning in. You do it.
Hey, John, and Daniel Battel's in here too.
Yeah, we got tons of people tuning in. I'm just seeing if you guys have any questions for D about the overlays, let us know.
Yeah, really, really excited for these.
They look great, honestly. Like, and it does make such a difference, right? Like, you're scrolling through Facebook, I'm like, whoa. It kind of looks like a television show at first, and then, oh no, that's StreamYard with just like a nice overlay.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to make everything look as professional as possible. And another thing that we're going to get into, kind of phase 2, we've got like a phase 2 and a phase 3, in addition to motion graphics, is we want to be able to theme things out. So if they use a particular theme, or if you want your own custom theme built uniquely for you and your brand, we can do that too. But I also want to get into if you want, okay, this is my stream theme, but I want my LinkedIn header, my Facebook header, my YouTube header, my thumbnails, I want them all to have a similar look. We're going to get into that as well, to kind of theme and package everything together.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tony, I believe they do have correct me if I'm wrong, D, but they do have an alpha channel in the file, right? They're transparent, so they just should sit on top of your stream.
Yeah, so anything that's to be used as an overlay is but when you download the files, they're PNG files. The overlays are PNG files, but the editable versions are PSD. So if you open those up inside of PhotoP, you can edit those and then save them back out in PhotoP as a transparent image. So you can just use them as an overlay, and it will your camera will come right through.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's easy. It's really easy to do.
Felicia says trying to make graphics hurts my head. I can definitely sympathize with that. So.
Agreed.
Yeah,
It's tough.
yeah.
If you have no background in that area, like it is, man, it's tough. Just sitting there and trying to think about, okay, never mind trying to learn the tools, like how to actually use Photoshop. Like that's a whole nother beast. But just like even just drawing something out, like, oh man. So yeah, making it easier is a huge win.
Yeah, Photoshop is it's a skill within itself, right? You have to learn the gear, you have to learn how to live stream, you have to learn how to present, you have to learn how to carry your show, you have to learn how to edit if you're recording videos, and if you're working with Photoshop or some sort of a graphics program, you have to learn that as well. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
David has a paranormal show asking if it can match his brand. There's tons of different templates on there, David. So I'm guessing you can probably find one that matches.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions on the site, StreamYardTemplates.com, I have a support page. Just fire off a question. I'm always around, always answering questions.
Wait, is it D. Niman? Yes, D. Niman. that is D. Niman's on with us. We're excited to have him.
His camera quality is making us look a little bad.
Yeah, we need to up our game.
This is the Sony ZV-1. Surprisingly, so I had a problem. I was streaming using my iPhone using an app called IV Cam, but it was making my phone overheat. So I saw a sale running on the Sony ZV-1, and I picked it up, and this thing looks really good. I'm really happy I picked this up.
Cool.
Orlando's a fan of Canva.com. I'm curious, do you have a I mean, obviously, probably Photoshop's your number one favorite, but do you have maybe a number 2 or a number 3 for maybe if you like just doing a quick edit or anything like that?
Obviously Photoshop. If I'm on a computer, I would probably go, and I'm looking for something free, I would look at PhotoP, which is, it's a free version of Photoshop online. And I actually like Placeit over Canva.
Okay, cool.
Placeit.net it's kind of a Canva competitor, but I think their designs look better, and I think it's smoother for me to use. But Canva's great, though. If you use Canva, there's nothing wrong with that. And they also have an app.
Cool. But Placeit has an app, or Canva has an app?
Canva.
Cool.
Yeah, the Canva app is pretty good.
Snake Eyes is interested in animated backgrounds, so you can actually upload GIFs right now. Snake Eyes, we would like to improve support in the future, especially now that D has an awesome site like this. Hopefully, we can support more video formats to make animations easier. The only real limitation with that is just support across various devices, but that does get better and better. So hopefully, it will come shortly.
Yeah, when that's fully available, you can count on us having looped backgrounds as well, animated GIFs that loop, so you don't see that jar when it repeats itself.
Lewis is tuning in from Chile, needs info in Spanish. Hopefully, we can improve that over time. Lewis, I'd be curious, do you have any viewers in different parts of or non-English speaking countries?
I do. I have a handful. Maybe 2% of my viewership is coming from Chile. I have some Brazilians. Maybe 3 or 4% of my viewership comes from Brazil. I have some people in Peru, a couple of people in Mexico. Yeah, so spread out all over. Yeah. So hola.
Awesome.
I'm actually in Mexico right now.
Is there anything specifically you do to support those languages? I'm mostly selfishly curious for our own channel how to improve support for people in different parts of the world. I'm guessing it's pretty challenging.
I focus on the English-speaking market for my tutorials. If my Spanish-speaking or any different language viewership were to raise significantly, I would probably translate. I use rev.com for my captions. I put captions on all my videos. I would probably use them as well for actual translations if my viewership got up to a certain level.
Cool. And would you burn that into the video itself, or do a full-on separate upload with a translated?
Yeah. So when you have a service like rev.com where you can do it manually yourself, they just add that. It's like an overlay file. I wouldn't burn that in. I wouldn't burn that in because it would get in the way. It would get in the way of the video, especially using tutorials and that sort of thing. Because if I have to show something, you need to tap here and you need to do this, and there's text that covers it up. I want people to be able to turn that on and off.
Yeah.
Thanks
It is interesting. Some people definitely want that's closed captions, right? Is the official term?
Yeah. They upload what's called an SRT file, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that.
No, I believe that's right.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing the link there, Tristan, to Photopia.
Is it Pia?
Yeah. I was thinking it was like photo and single letter P.
I'm thinking
okay.
Yeah, like a PEA, like a green pea or something like that.
You'd probably know better than me. So maybe Photopia, my mistake.
I'm thinking it's Photopia now that I see it spelled, but you never know.
Yeah.
Tana says, thanks for the overlays, D. Very cool.
Oh, right on. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, and by the way, if you want free ones, I have 2 free basic, very basic templates. If you just want to make your background look better, if you have a guest on, you just have 2 cameras or that sort of thing, or you want a starting screen, the free templates are over there as well. Those look really good.
Cool.
Thanks for the confirmation, Felicia. It is SRT indeed.
Thank you.
Javier saying, I believe that says we have a Spanish Facebook group, StreamYard in Spanish. So yeah, be sure to, if you're a Spanish speaker, be sure to tune in or be sure to check out that group from Javier.
Oh, very cool.
Michael Daniels believes it's Photopia. Good to know.
Photopia.
He said that with confidence too. It must be. That's gotta be it. There's no question marks there.
Yeah, very confident. Photopia. I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's Photopia. You never know. Antonio, I think it's probably the best question for D. What's the recommended streaming setup for a mobile phone?
Recommended streaming setup in terms of microphones and lighting and that sort of thing. I think the most important thing is you have to pay attention to your upload speed, and that's for streaming in general, especially if you're doing it on a mobile phone. And you need to make sure if you have unlimited data package that you're not going to burn through. If you don't have unlimited data, that you don't burn through your data package while live streaming, because that can happen really quickly. But you want the quickest upload speed as possible. Generally, connecting to a Wi-Fi will do that. Second thing I pay attention to is a microphone. Audio is so important, especially with a mobile device, because the microphones, they're not terrible, but if you want a real crispy sound and add clarity to your vocals, especially if you're doing it, I believe they said in a church situation, you want to focus on getting good microphones. So your audio sounds good. And as much light as possible. The sensors inside of your phone, they need a lot of light. That's why if you shoot content outside, videos or photos, they're usually grainy. If you shoot outside in the daytime, they look great. It's because the sensor needs tons of light in order to look good.
Cool.
Good to know. I definitely didn't know that. Richard says, any plans for 9:16 aspect ratios? I don't have any specific dates, Richard, but it's certainly something we're open to, especially if Instagram ever opens up, adds more support for other applications coming into it. It's certainly something that we could add.
That is exciting if you guys can connect to Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, both of those places. Now that TikTok's safe, right? I just saw that in the news. TikTok lives on now
Safe.
that
Yeah.
Oracle and Walmart, I think, have taken some kind of stake. So now I guess it's safe.
I
Yeah,
heard
was-
about Oracle. I didn't hear Walmart.
Did anybody in here expect Walmart to step up?
Not
Anybody
Oracle,
at
I
all.
think, might have even surprised me more, to be honest. Not both of those companies do not seem to have the TikTok vibes, but it's a cool app. I'm glad that they were able to make that happen.
Yeah, I'm enjoying TikTok a lot. Interesting thing about TikTok is they use your SIM card to dictate the weight that they put on your audience and the weight that they put on the content that you get. I found that out the hard way when I've moved from Thailand to the United States to Mexico,
Okay.
changing SIM cards 3 times. My audience changed, and the weight on the content they're actually delivering to me changes as well whenever I change my SIM card.
Interesting.
Fascinating. What do they grab from the SIM card? Is just like location is basically?
I think they lock that number into a particular country.
Cool. Got it.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Wow.
Yeah. Go
That's
figure.
probably why they're crushing it. They're using every little detail like that. I haven't spent much time on it other than just checking it out, but it's amazing how quickly, like most apps, when you're scrolling through them, it takes them a while for them to kind of know what kind of content you're interested in. But TikTok, it was within an hour. It was like every video was relevant. So they're definitely doing something right.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is because they so quickly learn what you're interested in, the app can go within a short amount of time, go from an app where you're just like, this is the stupidest app I've ever seen, to this app is amazing.
Yeah.
That was the transition that I went through. So now my feed is completely just full of people giving business tips and Shopify tips and photography tips and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's amazing.
Sweet.
Zoe used to work for Walmart. Very cool. Tell them big ups on the TikTok
Yeah,
partnership.
congrats.
Sorry, go ahead, D.
Oh, I was going to say, did I miss? I thought I saw something on Facebook that you guys were going to announce a new feature.
Oh yeah, we announced it
miss
right
that?
before you joined. It was not too exciting of a feature. We have a full screen button now. So if you want to see Dan and I in full screen, if you hover over the video, you'll actually be able to see it. We have a little full screen button down there. So not exactly groundbreaking, but for people that were wanting to see, sometimes on a small monitor, wanting to see the screen share, clearly it's come up for a long time.
Yeah, like it is. We always say like, it's the little things that make a big difference, right? So like in this case, the biggest one is like, I'm a guest. I want a MacBook Air or something, small screen. Host is screen sharing something, and I can't read it. So that's like,
Makes sense.
I imagine a lot of guests are now going to be just immediately coming to the studio, double click or click the full screen button, full screen, stay there till it's done, and then all right. So, yeah, nice little small one.
I love that you guys are continually just like one feature at a time, just like leveling up. I love it.
Thanks, we appreciate that. It's definitely a lot of fun to do. It's pretty rewarding to be able to chat with all of you guys every single night and see what you guys want, and then actually be able to execute it on it. So yeah, thanks so much for all of you who tune in every night. We're just about out of time here, so if you have any final questions for D or about his awesome new overlay website, be sure to leave them in the chat, and either D or one of us will follow up with you. But thanks so much for joining us, D. It's always great to have guests, and thank you guys all for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Sweet.
This was episode, trying to find my picture. This was episode number 89 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. We will see all of you next week.